Hey guys, welcome back to OMS TV. You're joining us today in Cape Town in the absolutely beautiful Crossley Webb, and we're here to have a look at the all-new Fujinon MKX 18-55 and 50-135mm cine zoom lenses. Let's have a look. So Fuji has been making these two lenses for Sony E-mount for a little while now, and earlier this year they brought out the X mount, therefore the MKX designation in front of the lenses now. And just right off the bat, they look fantastic. They, as you can see, I'm quite comfortably hand holding them, so they are still quite light. Both lenses feature three long throw rings, one for focus, one for zoom, and for aperture. They each have a beautiful 200-degree throw on them, so excellent smoothness, very well weighted, just a fantastic feeling in the hands overall. Both of the lenses run 22 elements in 17 groups with some extra low dispersal elements in there as well. The actual build on these, I love it. I've been using them for a couple of days now, and they just feel extremely, extremely good in the hands. In these lenses, the front focusing and zoom groups are controlled independently, and that is done to control focus shift and breathing on the lenses. And you'll see from the test footage that we're going to show you that there is no focus breathing. It's phenomenal. Now, both of these lenses are on a very standardized design. They are exactly the same length, they weigh exactly the same, and the rings are in exactly the same spot. And that just makes it fantastic for if you want to swap them out while you're in a production. You don't have to adjust rails, you don't have to adjust the positioning of your follow focus mounts. It's perfect. So the other important thing to mention here is that both of these lenses have a maximum aperture of 2.9, and that maintains throughout the entire zoom range. Now, when we're talking about the build of these lenses, we have mentioned that they are exactly the same length and that all the spacing of the gears is exactly the same on both of them. But what I really want to touch on is exactly how light they are and how compact they are. And again, looking at it here, sitting on a standard mirrorless camera, you really get a sense of how small these are and how incredible that makes it for one-man operations where you don't have a massive crew around you and you just want to go out, run and gun. These are fantastic for that. To get that lightweight, Fuji did have to sacrifice a little bit of the material quality, but we really are nitpicking here, you know. It's really not that big a deal. It's still metal everywhere. It still feels solid. If you're looking at the weighting of it, it's just, you know, they nailed it. They absolutely nailed it. There is nothing to complain about. And these lenses do come in at a slightly lower price than some other cine lenses. So we can completely forgive the materials used in here. Now, in terms of actual operation, these three rings are beautifully weighted and they offer the perfect amount of resistance for just about anybody. I've yet to meet somebody who complains about the weighting and the resistance on these rings. And obviously, as with all cine lenses, they are declicked. In terms of pushing and pulling focus on these, in our testing, we have not found any focus breathing on them, which is phenomenal. There is also absolutely no chromatic aberration, which is again fantastic. The 18-55 does show a little bit of lens distortion when you're shooting wide at 18, but that's pretty standard for lenses of that focal length. These lenses also have a built-in macro feature done through a little switch right over there, so pretty easy. So that allows focusing down to 38 centimeters on the 18-55 and 85 centimeters on the 50-135mm lens. So in conclusion, what do we think of these two lenses? Well, to be honest, both of them punch well above what their asking price suggests. Both of these lenses stack up beautifully against cine zooms that are far more expensive than they are, whether it's Fuji's own lenses, Canon, Zeiss, Sony, anything like that. These are phenomenally sharp and beautiful to use at the price point. And from us, truly no complaints. Where I would recommend somebody look at these is anybody that's looking for a lightweight option to go for a true cine lens instead of using stills glass and getting all the benefits from there, you know, be it the parfocal, the lack of focus breathing, anything like that. definitely something to look at. Again, the true standout feature with these lenses is definitely the weight. They are phenomenally light for a cine zoom. No other cine zoom that I've used has allowed me to handhold this easily, to literally one hand. It is just, it's phenomenal. And whether you pick these up for a Fuji or for a Sony, just a solid choice. Where I see these as a lot of guys shooting with, say, Sony FS5s or FS7s, and you want to step up from using stills glass, have a look at these. If you're running Fujis and you have the new X-H1, beautiful, beautiful choice. They work fantastically well with the built-in stabilization. And on the Fujis, because they have electronic contact, you get all of your readouts, your aperture, your focus range, all of that you can see on your screen or in your little screen at the top. Well guys, thank you very much for joining us for this review of the Fujinon MKX 18-55 and 50-135 cine zoom lenses. We also just want to say thank you to Crossley Webb for allowing us to use their spectacular venue here and be surrounded by all of this. Really not the toughest day at the office I've ever had. It's been pretty good. As always, please don't forget to drop us a like, comment, subscribe. We love hearing from you guys. And also follow our friends Crossley Webb on their social platforms. Thank you very much.